Like, where's my character name cheat sheet? That's not you guys. That's Tuesdays. It's Cardboard. Don't know why that's open. Cool.
The names are not interchangeable.
Well, the character names aren't super interchangeable. No, like you don't have a Revere Bjornsson in this one. Nor do you have what have we got here? Maquila Dotek.
Okay there?
Yeah, just a sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. I think Nikki beat you to the punch.
That sounds about right. Nikki does enjoy punching.
I do enjoy a bit of punching.
How does mine? Is it a...
It's just, when you give a child the name Nikki, or any non-diminutive version thereof, you doom them to that. They will forever be violent.
Yeah, I think so.
That is the actual original curse handed down from St. Nicholas when he decked St. Valentine in the face. That happened. Well, reportedly. It's the second council of Nicaea, I believe.
None of that is true.
So it is commonly recounted. It's a somewhat apocryphal story, but it's like second and third hand accounts that say that it happened. So it's not this definitely was a thing, but it's relatively close to contemporary. That the inspiration for Santa Claus punched the patron saint of Valentine's Day in the face over theological differences.
It seems justified, if you ask me.
Which is why getting into a dust-up on Christmas Day is, if anything, a hallowed tradition. So, who do we have missing today? So, Sophie is currently Schlorp, which means Elizabeth Fortune, or Nine Lives Kitty, will be replaced with a different Schlorped character. What do we call Schlorped Sophie?
Theo. As is tradition.
I mean, it is tradition, that's true. But also, I feel like Sophie would be sad.
Greg at this point.
Well, no, not
Greg is also a good choice.
I refuse to play a Greg. I'm just not doing it.
Glenn.
I mean, I could poke her and check, although she is literally asleep on the floor behind me.
Fine, we'll do Glenn from Gothenburg.
You'd have to make puns if you speak as the character in that case, though, because...
no. I defy your stereotypes. In fact, I'm changing it. She's not Glenn from Gothenburg. She's Glinda from Githenborough.
Alright, Glinda got rocks.
That sounds close enough to just transplant stereotypes, though.
I refuse.
Do it!
So that's the Schlorp version of Elizabeth. And then temporarily Schlorped is Mr. Todd Jones. As Ollie is currently late, and that's Gersberm69. What is our Schlorped Ollie called? That could be Dio.
Yeah.
What's a good Dio name?
Dio.
Well, but a username, I think it's got to be Chairlover69.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dio was the name of Sophie's prize child, Katya, who was killed by ballista shot to the chest and immediately just wiped, and then did spawn a ghost, but by the time Sophie got to trying to find out what had happened to his ghost, he'd already been soul forged into a chair.
It was really funny.
Sophie is, to date, still upset about it. It has been slightly over 3 years, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Although, to be fair, it wasn't until the last campaign that Dio was actually identified as a chair.
Mm. Yeah, that was a while ago, though.
Which was about a year ago.
She's been upset about his death the whole time, though, and then more pissed at the chair thing.
Yeah, you'd get an extra kick in, I guess.
It's important to get an extra kick in. You have to pace your emotional torment. That's always been my policy, both as a friend and as a GM.
I mean, share might be better than ashtray. Maybe.
I mean, no, we're not going down that rabbit hole. Cool. So let's have some reminders from last session. The EMF meter sweep was starting. the broken EMF meter, broken by chair lover 69, aka Dio, was called Greg. Eugene wants to investigate the house online by talking to his contacts. And what was Drooly Cat called? Fuck. Lady Margaret? Lady Matilda? Well, you know what? As Sophie is currently schlorped, I'm also going to schlorp her version of the cat, and we will replace that with, I guess, Sophie.
That's not going to be weird, but yeah.
It's fine. Cool. I believe we'd left the 3 player characters otherwise outside of 21 Jacobs Place. A recently condemned home has been damaged in a fire. Actually, who did we have outside? So it was Todd Jones, which is now Dio, inside, and the other person inside was, I believe, Agatha Gray. Also
yes, she
known
was.
as the Haunted One. Which means outside we have Eugene Francis, aka Wake Up Sheeple, Glinda Githenborough, aka Nine Lives Kitty still, Skye Harper, aka Ectoplasm Girl, and... Oh no, we have Glinda actually, yeah, so that's all. Cool. Should we do the people outside first? 2 of your compatriots have just rushed into the house, and I think one of you had just seen something in the upper windows. Where are we at? How are we feeling?
Who saw something in the upper windows?
You.
That was Eugene Francis.
Oh, I did?
You did. You then, if I recall correctly, said, "Don't worry, don't put it in the reminders. I will remember."
Oh, well, yeah, I'm really smart like that. That sounds 100% accurate. Yeah, I'll remember that one thing. Forgets it.
You saw a pair of eyes that seemed to flash away as though they were a trick of the light, and only you saw them. You then deliberately didn't tell anyone else yet.
That sounds like me. Sorry, I just took a mouthful of food. Give me a second.
That's fair.
I mean, Skye's just gonna kind of roll her eyes at the 2 idiots that ran inside.
Dio weeping on the threshold over the corpse of Greg, his favourite EMF meter.
She's very, very tempted to go over and step on it even more, but she pities the wailing figure and just kind of ignores it.
Entirely reasonable. Doing your best not to look at Dio whilst furiously rolling your eyes clearly at Dio. You do get and you specifically, in fact, do get a slight chill feeling standing this close to the house. It's difficult to tell exactly how chill against the backdrop of Scintilla's storming winds, which cut you to the bone, but there's an almost otherworldly tinge to it. As though even were it a sweltering summer's day, you would still feel cold.
Can
you
I
see anything?
roll to see if I can kind of see anything or sense anything from outside the house?
That is a good question. You don't have like a special Senescience equivalent power as a medium, right?
No.
Cool. So let's... Yes, Kat.
Mine's just I see somebody in the corner and they could be real, they could be a spirit, I don't fucking know. I see dead people and I don't even know I see dead people.
Better than seeing dead popel.
That sheeple.
Come on, sheeple, wake up.
Oh no, the sheeple were dead all along.
Shit, I was the sheeple, no!
Last human left alive, Eugene Francis, wanders through the ghosts of civilization, trying to get people to change their ways, but tragically unable to. So, Skye Harper, I will take... Fucking me going, what's a fair roll for this? Let's see, what would be reasonable for Nikki? Checks, attributes, perception 5. Fucking hell.
I'm a medium.
God
It makes sense.
damn it, Nikki. That is perception. Fucking hell. Awareness 3, too. That is perception awareness. Difficulty 7, please. That's a lot of successes.
That's 6 successes. Holy shit.
I don't suppose you'd selected a speciality for your perception attribute.
Yes, I had, but I didn't write it in there. My speciality was spirits, because I'm a fucking medium.
God damn it. Okay. Irrelevant. Sorry, I'm trying to process this. That's, in that case...
That's 9.
No, it's more than... Oh, wait, no, yeah, it is 9. Sorry, you are correct. I don't know why I was trying to double 6 rather than doubling just the 10s. Yeah, it is in fact 9. Qualified mathematician can in fact count.
To be fair, like, actual university level math makes you terrible at arithmetic because that's not what you end up with.
I mean, as someone who studied the arts at university, I have no idea what maths is, and frankly, it scares me.
I have a book for you.
I don't read. It's okay. Play with me, walk at you. You'll learn that I never read the rules.
That's fair.
It's really not. Fucks me over more than it should. Or I suppose
He skims them over enough to basically be able to run it, and then when we come out and go, ooh, should this be like this? He's like, oh fuck, yes. That screwed me over.
Well, to be fair, I have been with this system so long that I don't really know what's my house rules and what's the actual rules in the books anymore.
I get that.
But I do read profusely, so like I have a pretty good handle on what's in the books. I just have things I've layered on top of it that I might have assumed was in there to begin with.
With 9 successes. The house, as you start to look at it more and more, paying no attention to the weeping university student in the threshold, seems to loom, tall and crooked. You fancy that you can almost see something gutted significantly more by the fire, crumbling, falling down, something approaching a sheer ruin. And then, almost like an afterimage, almost like still frames every 3, 4, 5 seconds, a flash of a thin, tall, almost impossibly tall man, wearing a wide-brimmed hat, striding into the house through the doorway and disappearing. You blink and the house is more or less the same size. Everything seems normal. It's a cold, if windy, winter day. Autumn, I suppose. There's no trace of man. Not even so much as a shiver from Dio weeping openly over the threshold. 9 fucking successes, goddammit. No one ever picks fucking specialties either. You're telling me you're the first person to pick a fucking specialty in, like, literal years, and you get 3 10s on your foot. I'm calm. So, what do?
I'm going to kind of stand there blinking several times for a few seconds to make sure that I'm kind of back in the present and what I'm seeing is real.
You definitely feel current, and the house doesn't seem to shift or change anymore. You see no trace of long, lanky man.
And I'm going to turn around to Eugene. And I'm going to nod in answer to his question and kind of go, oh yeah, there's definitely something up with this house.
Yeah, I saw something upstairs. Did you?
More like going through the front door.
Wait, what? Front door? Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
And He didn't notice it? Did it go round him?
Through, more like it. It was weird. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. I can describe the man, though.
That's a good idea. Hold on. Wait, can I have a tape recorder? Fuck it, I'll just use my phone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me record this. And I'll set it to record.
I'm going to eye you suspiciously and say that's not going to end up on the internet, is it?
I can neither confirm nor deny. But no one will know that it's you if it does. This is mostly just for my records.
If that ends up on the internet, I'm hunting you down. I'm just saying now.
That seems fair.
Skye kind of sighs and says, and looks back at the front door. And says he was tall, really, really tall. Like, everybody's tall to me because I'm quite short, but I mean, this guy, he towers. He dressed all in white, and he had a very wide-brimmed hat on.
You would estimate them as maybe just shy of 3 meters, about 9.5 foot.
Ooh, that is tall.
Wait, how did he get through the door?
The house stretched also.
Yeah, like I said, I don't quite know how to describe it, but yeah, he was tall. I don't think I saw it. Did I see his face at all?
Sorry, just checking some things. It does not look like you did, no.
Okay.
It would have been shaded quite heavily by the cat. By the cat.
By the cat.
Yes, he was wielding
I
a
was
cat.
about to say cat.
No,
What?
sorry. The cat is thoroughly grooming himself in the background, and my brain was distracted. No, thoroughly shaded by his hat.
That's somewhat unsettling.
Skye kind of shrugs and blinks a few more times and then looks back up at the house and says, "It was weird. That's what it was. I've seen a lot of things
Anything like
being
that
a medium, but no, nothing like that before."
Heyo.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
Dio / chairlover69 pops out of existence with a slurp and is immediately replaced with Todd Jones, Gersberm69.
Gets burned.
I mean, at this point, I do kind of wonder why you don't just take the opportunity to have everyone who isn't present just get possessed for the session. But
It's like a general safeguard of the schlorping system. Is usually it shouldn't be that you have to worry that if you drop out, your character's going to suffer consequences without you being here. Well, we'll sometimes do it for like really dramatic points, and ideally with player permission. But I feel it works better for people to be able to like take a sick day and know they're not going to get dicked over, that type of thing.
Which is very appreciated, honestly.
No worries. I think Sophie, of all people, is probably not that fussed about it. Like, she's quite okay with terrible things happening to her characters, whether or not she's paying attention. But it varies between players, and like some people don't like their characters getting messed with at all. I know I tend towards that more, and some people are almost suicidally committed to punishing them. So
I did put a message in.
yes, you did, Ollie. You're fine.
You did.
We did roast you a little bit for only doing it like 5 minutes before sesh, but still 5 minutes before, so thank you.
That's appreciated. And of course it was 5 minutes before sesh. I'm unreliably reliable like that.
No, you're actually generally pretty good for announcing when you're not going to be here in advance. Also, I don't have to poke you for it. Like, I'm not going to have you slating yourself, Ollie. This was almost the worst you've ever been for that. It was only 5 minutes before session. You're generally much higher than that standard.
And it was more so because almost exactly an hour before, Nikki had texted and said, "I'm probably going to be late because I've got a call with Busnet," and Nikki was like 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
I ended up having impromptu drinks with some new people I'd never met before, or people I didn't know very well.
It happens.
So
sometimes you've got to do the social thing.
It does?
Well, we're in one of them social industries, John. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Bread and circuses, so you really got to double down when bread's on the table.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm always a clown, so there's enough circus going. to begin with.
I am so confused.
You kind of just run with it after a while.
Okay.
So, team outside, you seem to be pontificating about the house. Do you want to keep doing that for a while and we can skip over to the people inside?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Todd Jones, we left you weeping on the threshold, and just past you is Agatha Gray. I don't think we had any major reminders for you, Ollie, other than your recently broken EMF meter's name was Greg.
Yes.
Greg's dead.
That's about it.
Greg's dead.
Oh, the two of you, you and Katya, both wanted to start on the EMF meter sweep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have a spare EMF meter on me. It will be back at the base, I'm afraid.
I think I
do
have one though. So
okay,
I believe we said, that Agatha was able to supply you with one.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't need it for the initial walkthrough anyways. Just gonna record a little bit of a intro, let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
All right, Agatha Gray, take us through what you hope out of your intro, and then let's do a little roll for it.
Wait, what now?
You're doing a little intro to the house, right? So I'm picturing fucking...
No, I'm just gonna start from the entrance, do a sweep with my camera, go through all the different rooms, look for places that, let's say look thematically appropriate to be haunted.
You want the spooky rooms.
Yeah, I want the spooky rooms, and do a brief talk over of whatever I happen to know about this building.
Gotcha. Let's have... I think that's probably performance over wits, right? Because you're doing a speedy sweep, so it's like your gut feeling for which rooms are creepiest. Difficulty 7, please. You know what? This is a spooky house. Difficulty 6.
Quick question, Ewan. Am I alright to put in my specialty for occult ghosts, or is that too general?
I think for a cult that might be a bit general in a ghost hunters game. Could you narrow it down just a little bit? So if it was like possessions or summonings or like graveyard hauntings, that type of thing.
Can I put hauntings?
I think maybe like a specific type of haunting, perhaps.
That's okay. That's fine.
It doesn't have to be too specific, but just like a little bit more than.
Yeah, no worries. That's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
All right, I count 3 successes.
Cool. Do you have any specialties?
No.
Right, then the 10 only counts for 1. Yeah, this house is kind of perfect fodder for you to work with. Between your excellent... You've got a camera phone, right? But it's like a good camera phone, as I understand it.
I imagine it's
iPhone 12s
really
Pro.
Good. Yeah.
All right, so
I probably have a camcorder too, just for different... actually, can you get like night vision, IR, like thermal camera on a phone?
It's fancy enough.
But
That's going to be one fancy ass phone, though.
You can't get it in real life. You can't get it on phones yet. You can buy add-ons. You can get like fairly cheap handheld like thermal cameras now.
Right. You need to be able to shoot your cold spots to show people.
I think I have one of those on me right now. Actually,
you know what, Katya? I'm going to say you've got 2 dots in paranormal tools. If you want that to be reflected as incredibly fancy iPhone add-ons, then I'm
God, I probably have an iPhone.
I mean, if you've got an Android, it's going to be one hell of a fancy Android. You're on, what is that, like the Pixel 4 Deluxe or something?
I have no idea. Sounds amazing.
Oh, Pixel 5s are out. Cool. Yeah, fuck it. You have do you want Android or iOS?
I don't know. iPhone seems more like more to go with the attention-seeking aesthetic, I think.
Fair. Okay, so you have an iPhone, what was it, John? 12?
Yeah, I think iPhone 12 Pro.
An iPhone 12 Pro with luxury.
Yeah, they've got really good cameras. That's the one that Soph's got.
Wait, iPhone 13s are out. iPhone 14?
13's just come out.
Yeah, 13's just come out. So I guess you've probably got an iPhone... lucky number iPhone 13. With
That seems really appropriate, honestly.
Ghost hunting add-ons. And you begin shooting your intro. Now, you were a little bit worried that Todd in the background was going to, like, fuck this up for you. But in actual fact, this, like, low-level background weeping that can be heard anytime you stop talking is, if anything, enhancing the quality of your upbeat intro.
Yeah, viewers eat that shit up, They like looking for things and listening for things that I didn't catch. So, yeah, obviously.
That's filmed on the fly, winged pretty damn well, and able to be sent out over your preferred social media channel, which I just assume is probably either Instagram or TikTok, within seconds. Or within minutes, rather.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Todd, what are you up to? You've been given a spare EMF reader and scooped up the remains of poor Greg. Ollie?
So I'm crying. I'm sobbing gently. There's a single, not like large tears, single tears.
Yeah, you've got the large tears out.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn these ghosts. Clearly, that's what made me trip. I'm disoriented. Something has happened. And I would like to... I think I have a thermal camera on me. Let me just quickly check my notes. It's in one of my things. Maybe I have it somewhere. Nope, apparently not. Okay, I thought I noted down which ones I had on me right now. I think I asked to bring a thermal camera with me. If I didn't, it's fine.
I think it's fair for you to have a thermal camera on you.
Cool. I would like to whip out the thermal camera, and I'm just going to immediately start scanning exactly where I was, convinced that perhaps it was some sort of paranormal activity rather than my own clumsiness that caused that.
Pulling it out of a rather raggedy-looking backpack, you retrieve your thermal camera and start a scanning. I will take... What skills would this be? God damn it, Ollie, I was reading your primaries. What skills would this be? Feels like it's probably a science, right? Science over perception, please.
Sure. Is this a technology-based role?
Do we have technology?
So my mechanical aptitude is -1 difficulty in any technology role.
Yeah, that would count, I think. Cool, I was going to give you diff 6, so that comes down to diff 5.
Awesome. Okay, so science over... What was it, perception?
Yeah. I will say that you can't have taking as your specialty for science.
No,
I don't know.
I was writing something there and I didn't finish it off. Don't worry.
Fair.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
The well-known scientific discipline of taking.
Yeah.
I think it was going to be related to taking like imagery or something like that.
In the vulgar, it's known as dibs, but
one success.
I'm like 3 kinds of scientist, and I know this shit.
How did you get 1 success on a 8 dice difficulty 5 roll?
I got 2 1s and 2 9s and a single 8.
I mean, you're qualified for this. Your camera's excellent. You don't trip. The thing that's really screwing you is that it's kind of difficult to make out what the fuck you're looking at through the tears you're still blinking away. Greg has been such a near and dear friend to you. One of perhaps only 2. At least those who've met you in real life.
Those that still talk to me.
Exactly. Greg never judged you. Greg always listened to your rambles. Up until you realised you were talking to an EMF reader and got awkward and clammed up. But Greg never judged you for that either.
Damn fucking straight.
You just can't bring yourself to focus on even this comparatively routine work. You know you'll be fine eventually, but this is a lot right now, not how you pictured your first big official hunt going. Nevertheless, 1 success. You mostly aren't getting unusual readings from the doorway, but there are 2 odd cold spots, one on either side of the doorway, right at the very top. Almost as though something, not freezing perhaps, but quite low temperature, was just gently touched to either side. As you look at... Sorry?
Of the door frame, the
Yeah.
top of the door.
Yeah. As you look at them, they warm
I would
imperceptibly.
like to touch one before. I want to experience it with my fingers. See how cold it is to the touch.
You have to stretch up a little bit to reach it. But yeah, it feels cold, at least for a microsecond before your finger heat obliterates it.
Can I see any cold spots? Does it look like a hand, or like sort of? Does it have a directionality to it?
If you didn't know any better, it would you'd say someone like held a freezing pencil horizontally up against the door frame.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to go into the room that the door frame is. I guess.
This is over the threshold, so this is into the main hallway.
Oh, into the main hall, is it? Okay, yeah, sorry. I will then quickly scan around to see if I can find any other cold spots on any of the door frames that are in that hallway. Making my way one to the other as quick as I can.
Yeah. You're,
Whilst shouting out to everyone, I think I found something, guys!
just get a reaction from the group outside the house. You've all been sort of staring in light apprehension and heard weeping young person babbling, and then that cry of, I think I found something from inside in the bare couple of minutes the other two have been in there. What are you up to?
Well, during this time, we've been kind of discussing what we've been seeing and getting it down on tape and reassuring that it will never go on Instagram or TikTok or any of that kind of stuff. It will be for professionals only.
Yeah,
It's
to
all
review
going
and-
there, don't worry.
Glinda Githenborough has been sort of nodding along quietly and taking copious notes on her pad this entire time.
And upon hearing what he said, do you think it's related?
Maybe? I mean, this house is weird. It could be anything, really. I hope he hasn't, fallen through the roof or something stupid like that.
Oh, he did drop his thing, didn't he?
I'm
pretty upset about that.
Ground floor. I shouldn't be falling for any roof, at least not right now.
Meanwhile, in the house, still just about within audible range,
It's like, oh. There's no roof.
Todd on the ground floor hearing people mocking him, maybe he'll fall through the roof.
Yeah.
I'll come running, making sure to get whatever he's found on camera. What? What did you find?
I think I found cold spots. The cold spots where I don't think there should be any. Yeah, I've got them on the top of the door frame, but I can't. They pretty much immediately disappeared. But I'm also, as I'm saying this, I'm running from door frame to door frame to look for the more cold spots.
You do.
Yeah.
Like, initially, as you cried that you found something, you did find another set leading into another room. And then after that, a third faded set leading from a doorway in that room into a separate room. But after that, they just seem to disappear.
I'll pan the camera to make sure to get wherever he's pointing, knowing full well this is completely pointless, as nothing is going to be visible.
Yeah, it looks like ordinary burnt-out doorway to you.
Yeah.
I ask if you can put your EMF reader around and see if you can detect anything.
Yeah, I'll bring the EMF reader out. Switch it on.
Okay, let's have a look at the...
Make sure to hold the camera so any readings are visible to the viewers at home.
Right, I would like a Wits plus Science check, please. Difficulty 6.
Oh dear. Can I substitute technology?
I'm afraid they're separate in Modern Knights, and this specifically says science in the book, so
Oh no.
I'm gonna let the raw stand for the time being.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is specifically to avoid false positives for the record.
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Alright. How do you handle knowledges, by the way? Do you go by the rules as written, where if you do not have the knowledge, you cannot ever roll?
Depends on context. I think in this instance, we'd probably just whack on an extra couple of points of difficulty or something, but still let you roll the attribute. because otherwise you just can't use EMF readers, and that seems mean and counterproductive.
To be fair, as long as it beeps, I'm happy. I don't care if it actually finds a ghost.
Exactly. But
yes, it needs to look good on camera.
Okay, so that's still one success somehow, even with +2 difficulty. You hold the EMF this way and that, but the fire seems to have burnt out or at least melted a good deal of the wiring, and even false positives are basically non-existent until you swing it towards the very centre of the room, and then there's a slight beep.
Huh. That's curious.
Yeah.
See any cold spots here? Anything else?
Just to give everyone else the opportunity. People outside, did you want to have arrived in this time, or are you still hanging around out there?
I am going to have very gingerly gone through the front door of the house at this point. Kind of looking around really warily to make sure that the house doesn't shift on me again. But if/when it doesn't, I'm gonna make my way over to where Todd is.
Yeah,
I would do the same, yeah. Go cautiously, but very interested.
Seems normal. What are you doing with your scooter, for the record? Because you can take it into the fire-damaged house. That's probably not safe.
I will park it outside. I'm not going to risk my prize scooter.
Will you be okay without it?
Yeah, I can walk. I just choose not to. It's easier.
Valid.
Is it though? Yeah. So as you're casting around for cold spots, the other 3 members of your party scooch on in.
I'm gonna ask. I guess I figure out. Do I know where the beep, where the device was pointed when it beeped? I mean, I asked for it. So
yes, it was pointed right at the middle of the room, and from approximately where Agatha was stood. That would give you a sort of a. So from where Agatha was stood, directly behind that wasn't a wall; it was a shattered window. So if it was pointing at electronics, it was getting one hell of a false positive.
How strong of a signal was it? Was it in phasmophobia terms? Are we talking like 1 or a 5 here?
Beeping between 1 and 2.
Okay.
I would like to train the thermal camera on the area, and I'm going to look at the floor, I suppose, and I guess Agatha, and see if I can see any cold spots around there.
I'll get your footage afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is all recording.
Yeah. Great. Is anyone here?
You start to go through your spiel, trying to get into some contact with the ghost, and looking her usual sardonic self, I expect. Skye Harper behind you, eyes, I'm also just assuming, still rolling almost out of their sockets, as they perennially do.
Very sarcastic.
You hear just a little something at the edge of your audible range, Skye. It's a slight tune, a small jingle, just a bare fragment. It's there, and then gone, and there, and then gone, and then gone.
Are you using the blood web, Nikki?
Can I search around for the source of it? Like, can I pinpoint any kind of source?
Yeah, it almost seemed to be coming from essentially directly behind you. But there's nothing there when you turn around, and you certainly can't see anything. No one else seems to have heard shit, and Eugene is more or less right next to you. What are your musical tastes, out of interest?
I mean, my aesthetic is completely goth, so because of the horrible early 90s aesthetic, we're probably going with things like, I don't know, Seether, Nickelback, that kind of thing. Bit of Green Day.
Fair.
What, but you wouldn't admit it to anyone ever?
Oh, really?
I mean, most goths I've known have been pretty serious about that image.
I mean, I'm serious in the fact that I'm like the stereotype
Yeah.
of it. So I'm very grumpy, I dress in the fashion, I listen to all the appropriate music, that kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like you're grumpy in a teenager way. How old were you, actually? Were you... actually, I have no idea.
I was aiming for somewhere about 19 years old.
19 Fair.
Years old.
Yeah, because my impression was that you were grumpy in a teenager way, who also happens to be a goth.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I feel like almost all of the goths I've met in my entire life have always been some of the cheeriest people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Depends on the context you meet them in.
I mean, yes. But, like, socially, generally, which is the context that Skye Harper is existing in.
That's true.
19-year-olds, on the other hand. So... I do not think, then, that you recognise this tune, but I guess we'll take a roll on it if you fancy. That'd be... Let's have a look. Do you have any relevant skills or knowledges connected to musical trivia?
I don't believe so, no.
That's going to be a flat intelligence diff 9, then.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've got anything for it, so... What is my intelligence?
Double 2. No, you can't place the tune for the life of you, and it's gone as quickly... God damn it, fucking ghost puns. And it's gone as quickly as it came. The only sound you can hear is Agatha going over her, "Is anyone there? Can you hear me? Do you want to speak?"
Who is it that's got the phone? Is it Agatha that's got the phone?
Yeah, I believe it was Agatha, yeah.
I've got the one that's listening to you specifically.
Is it still recording?
I mean,
mine is not.
Wait, is yours Agatha?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to stride over to Agatha, and I'm going to look at the phone to see whether you're recording anything, and then look at you and say, "Can you play back that recording?"
Oh, you're looking for EVPs? Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'll go back and play over what happened.
Okay. Cranking the volume way up to max.
Yep.
I will take...
Getting the speaker out.
I will take Perception Awareness Diff 10, please, Skye.
Perception awareness.
Can anyone roll, or just Skye?
I think only Skye knows what she's listening for. That is actually one success.
It is one success.
You can just barely make out in a gap where Agatha stopped to breathe. More or less between the dramatic, like, smash and that like button. You can make out just a couple of hints of notes in the distance, in the background. All but cut off by audible pollution.
I'm gonna shove the phone back at Agatha and say, "I knew I wasn't hearing things."
Wait, what did you hear?
Music.
I try and play it back and try and listen for exactly what she heard.
It sounds like it might be a musical note or two, but it could also be the house creaking. There's like 4 people stood in this room, and it is heavily fire damaged. Like, who's to say that that's not just distant birdsong?
I mean, that is what most EVPs sound like. So yeah, this is authentic as fuck. I'll have you know. Is there any chance I can wrangle Pop Culture Queen into letting me recognize said music?
I think that might actually count. Did I fucking... God damn it. I didn't think someone actually had musical stuff. But you can't actually hear the tune. There was only a couple of notes there. So we'd have to get Thingy to perform it for you. So that's probably going to be quite a difficult role, but I think Skye can give it a go. Does Skye have performance? No.
Well,
I do not know.
I'll enhance it on my laptop when we get back to the...
It's just a bare couple of notes.
Okay, I don't think you understand the degree to which people go to not only record EVPs, but convince themselves they heard a voice.
No, that's entirely fair. But in that case, you're not going to be able to identify the song at all.
Absolutely.
Can I hum it?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. So that would be, I guess, charisma, probably? Charisma plus performance, diff. You only got a little bit and you're not familiar with the song, so I'm going to say diff 9.
Performance charisma, yeah?
Yep.
Ah, dang. I'm on a roll tonight.
What the fuck? Alright, okay. You actually are able to hum just about with one success on 2 dice diff 9 the couple of bars of tune that you heard. Just 1 second. Okay. Right, I've just had a speedy check of Pop Culture Queen. So, fucking... Oh, not Elizabeth Fortune. Fucking Agatha Gray.
Yeah.
What type of music do you listen to?
Good question.
Broadly. I'm mostly wanting to see, like, do you have to roll for this, or would it be within your bailiwick?
What might I listen to? I don't know. I think I too fall a little bit on the goth spectrum, at least publicly. But
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm more of a pop kind of person, probably at heart.
Alright. In that case, I will take... Let's call it intelligence plus performance.
Do this to me.
Difficulty 7. Botch. That is 2 successes.
Indeed.
So it's a bit difficult from just the musical bars. Sorry, Ollie.
That's cool. I didn't realise if you did the greater than or whatever symbol you got the successes spelled out for you.
We can do even more. We can do
yes, but as we all know, this is what's it called? Witchcraft is the thing. The more you play with science, the worse your rolls will get. This is the ancient deep law.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You can choose to tangle with forces beyond your understanding, Ollie, but see, there will be a reckoning for Katya, and a reckoning for yourself should you follow her down this darkened road.
I was there when it...
There is a reason we abandoned macros. Sorry, Nikki?
I was there when the road was paved.
I was there. What's the quote?
It's do not tell me of the deep magic. Which, I think, do not tell me of the deep magic. I was there when it was written.
Yeah, that's that. I still have this one, which is hilarious.
I'm not going anywhere near that. That's concerning on multiple levels.
But why?
No
That was...
one truly knows. So, 2 successes, Agatha. You are... It's not that you've never listened to Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, but...
Wait, the what?
Sounds like a band from the 50s.
They're a band from the 80s, I'll have you know.
Cool. So like some old trash my dad was into or something, I guess.
Probably is where you'd know them from.
Yeah.
And you think that is the song The Cannibals.
Let's hope that's not thematic.
Are we in Texas Chainsaw Massacre now?
I mean, I hope not.
There's a brief moment where I think that exchange works, both in character and out of character, honestly. After the, finger snap of, oh, I know that song! My dad loved that song! Followed by everyone going, The house creaks and almost seems to moan around you, a deep architectural moan. Wood under pressure, collapsing beneath its own weight, burnt timbers, slowly, inevitably, deteriorating. What do, y'all?
Do we have any, do you still see any cold spots?
Yeah, I'm going to do another scan, I suppose.
I'm going to, as you're scanning, I'm going to mention to the inside folks that I saw eyes from a window upstairs.
Oh,
Room.
I'm going to go upstairs immediately.
Yeah. Well, no, let's not be hasty. Let's try and talk to whatever entity might be here.
So, your initial scans for cold spots turn up nothing. Then Eugene's talking in the background. And almost the second he's done speaking, the stairs creak audibly, loudly. And then the flight above that creaks audibly, loudly.
I pivot to catch whatever is there on camera, and what was
It's out
that?
in the hallway. Maybe I should do.
You all heard that, right?
Yeah. There's someone on the stairs, right?
It sounds like it.
I see your game, John's character.
Eugene.
Eugene. You see the spooky stuff, but you don't have to go get to the spooky stuff because you can't go up the stairs. I see it now.
He is standing in here. He left his thingy outside.
I am walking.
I see. I can see that now. I didn't say it out loud, by the way. That was
It's rude.
so rude.
Sorry, I'm just trying to map out a little floor plan of the house for you.
So what? The haunted house is not handicap equipped?
So just,
Yeah, it's very ableist.
Yeah. Gonna leave a Yelp review.
TripAdvisor, -2 out of 5.
Yeah.
wanted to be haunted, could not get upstairs, was not allowed to be haunted.
I've got no words.
There was no stair lift. Terrible surface.
No ramps, no stair lift. Not wheelchair accessible at all.
I want my hauntings to not smack of classic ableism.
Unconfirmed hauntings. Making a lot of assumptions about what's there and not there.
I think Mage.
Oh, you know what is there? Ableism.
Mage
I
actually
mean, yes.
did have a flaw for being called paraplegic, which was like a 7-point flaw.
Not going anywhere near that.
In the one game where you can instantly use magic to overcome it.
So,
Magic legs?
what are we doing, folks? I've drawn some little diagrams slightly down the bottom of them. I'll give them a couple of text labels, but the one on the furthest right is the ground floor, and the hallway is the thing in the middle.
All right, let's hurry over to the stairs. We'll ask the ghost about his music taste later.
I'm going up these stairs and I want to find the room with the eyes. I shout down as I rush up the stairs. Which room was it you saw the eyes in again?
Front room.
Cool. This front room here?
What's it called? Ground floor on the right hand side.
Out on the right hand side.
Oh, sorry, you're trying to get all the way up to the top, right? No, you saw them in the attic window.
Oh.
Attic. Okay.
Yeah. I think I said it was 3 stories, the house?
Yes.
I thought it was mostly destroyed. I thought there wasn't a roof.
It is. It's been gutted by fire.
I remember it being upstairs as opposed to not specifying whether that was first floor or attic.
Fair. It should have been clearer then. That's on me.
Yeah,
that might be my bad memory.
Running upstairs in a burnt out house.
It's a very good point. Do you want to call me odds or evens, please, Eugene? Not Eugene, sorry. Todd? Ollie?
Oh, sorry, I'm not Eugene.
Yeah, sorry, I corrected to Todd.
Oh, odds, no evens.
Evens indeed. Yeah, no, the stairs seem to hold as you barrel upstairs towards the attic.
Creak, creak, motherfuckers.
You don't even have time to register the burnt-out rooms that you run past. Instead, just speeding upwards. And then once you reach the very top floor to the end of the corridor in the room that would have had a window facing the front, somewhere where Eugene could have seen the eyes. You slam open the door, and inside is a dusty attic that seems, honestly, fairly untouched by the fire. It seems to have mostly gutted the first and second levels. It's not entirely filled with stuff up here, but there's clearly multiple people's worth of just mess left behind. No ghosts, though.
I would like to use my perception plus investigation to see if I can see any disturbances in the dust. Any footprints, handprints, anything that you know, or in fact, you know, hey, I'll do that first actually, then I have a second roll I want to do.
Okay, I will take perception, alertness, difficulty 8, please.
Cool, 7d10.
Whilst he's rolling, what's everyone else doing? You following up, or are you still sort of looking around downstairs?
No, I'm following up.
Yeah, I'm going to tag along. I'm going to be a little bit more careful than just rushing up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going to be very cautious going up the stairs.
I think, if anything, you'd be more careful, right? Just because it didn't give way under him doesn't mean he didn't just, like, slam his feet into every step.
Yeah.
I do not have an...
What?
I was going to say, I don't have an applicable specialty for alertness. My perception is hearing. That's my specialty, and I don't think that counts.
2 successes. And you cast your eyes around and fancy that everything looks normal until in the very back corner, towards the rear of the attic, there's a section that looks to be mostly children's toys, and there, a little rocking horse. A rocking horse under which the tracks seem just a little disturbed, as though someone had used it sometime within the last 5 years rather than 30, as with much of the rest of the attic.
Interesting. I'm documenting.
There are no footsteps leading to or from it.
Well, I make this all noted on my... I guess I could be filming this on my normal camera, making my phone or whatever, or...
We should probably sync Film Spectra, just so we get a full coverage.
Backpack swung down, hammers the thermal camera in, yanks the regular camera out, starts clicking off photos.
Yeah. Well, this will be a film camera, so I'll be sending.
Clicks on the film and recording.
I think the camcorder I have, I think there's the equipment piece for it. Is just it can switch between the two. I think, but don't quote me on. It's not.
That's pretty normal, yeah.
Yeah. So I start, laying out what I've seen, and I'm gonna walk towards the. I guess I'm gonna shout down. Actually, guys, I think I found something again.
Or cold spots.
Okay.
I'm going to call back up really, really sarcastically, going, "That's nice."
Thank you. And then I'm just going to go in. And I shout as I go in, like, dust tracks.
Okay. By the time you finish shouting this, the rest of the gang arrives on the top floor, all looking thoroughly irritated at having your loud words, like, echo down at them.
What did you say? What happened?
So if you're at the doorway, I'm just saying, like, you'll see me filming up close to the horse, not quite touching it yet, but pretty close. And I tell you that I see the dust underneath the rocking horse. It's slightly more disturbed than the dust around it, and I'm not seeing any footprints. And it looks like it would have come from the same location, potentially as the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes would have come from... So if you imagine the little rocking horse is like way in the back at the top left-hand corner of the room, right? And then just next to where you are at the entrance to the room is a little sort of round window pointing out, which is where Eugene would have seen the eyes, which he's able to confirm with a brief nod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I let you know that the rocking horse appears to be an object of some interest. I'm going to go up to it. Can I hear anything? Just with my normal perception. like any noises that shouldn't be there? Like is the horse ever so slightly creaking, or
difficult to tell if the horse is creaking as the whole building creaks. Yeah. I will
Don't
take.
you have a directional microphone?
I think I do somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. I have $5 sources.
What are we doing here, Ollie? Using your native hearing or using your technological hearing? You choose for me.
I will use my technological hearing, I think.
Yeah, you're picking up a lot of like background creaking when you sort of look at the live action audio wave recordings you've got going on. It's difficult to pick out anything that might look like a standard speech pattern or even really regular music. Those sort of background creaks are really doing a number on you. It's not helped by the fact that there's like 4 other people in the room, and every time they shift their weight, that causes the floor to creak.
Find anything?
What do you want me to roll?
I will take for the actual roll. I'm going to call that science over perception, difficulty 8, please.
Sure. This is a technology roll, so I minus
It is
that.
indeed, yes.
So difficulty 7. So 4 over 8d10 diff 7. 3 successes.
There's definitely something on the track. Like, you're not sure what it is. You'd have to, like, blow it up after the fact, maybe. But there's some irregularity on your sort of audio track there that isn't the creaking, at least as far as you can hear it, and doesn't seem to be, like, breathing or other noise pollution. Like, very, very tiny spikes, almost.
So I have a laptop which has the specialized software needed to sort of look into this sort of thing. Any chance I can, maybe I'll do that later actually, but the audio recorder I have now, does it let me expand the waveforms? Let me slow it down or anything interesting like that?
I suppose you could. How fancy is it? Because remember, you can't have all fancy equipment. So you tell me, like, how fancy you want this to be, but then that would weigh against, like, other stuff.
It's probably just going to be, if I can detect weird waveforms on it, but I can't, I say it's not fancy enough for me to, like, it's not its own built-in.
Something you can do with your laptop quite easily later.
Yeah.
Or now, I guess, according to however you want to.
I mean, I suppose I have my laptop on me, but...
The 5 of you wait in the room with bated breath. A strange tension falls upon you. Sorry, what was that, Ollie?
I have an idea. Can I use my charisma over etiquette with utilizing my old money specialization? Because these are old money kind of toys, right? I say old money kind of toys, but they're old-fashioned toys at least. And I'm wondering if I'm going to have my recorder recording, and I would like to just issue a hello, a greeting, to whatever entity may be present.
Okay, what are you hoping to get out of this, Ollie?
My flaw is that, my sacrosanct belief is that ghosts and all other paranormal phenomena are fundamentally understandable force, calculated, measured, probed, and eventually understood. So I'm essentially trying to confirm my belief that if there is something here, then it can be picked up by technological means, therefore can be measured, can be X, can be Y, can be Z. So I already have a little thinking of that. But
right, so you're less trying to hope that, like, if you're just nice to the ghost you think is in the room, it'll say hello to you, and more trying to provoke a response that you can then pick up somehow on your audio equipment and enhance that later.
To a degree, I think there is a little bit of column A, but it is also mostly column B. I'm not going to be...
You're perfectly at liberty to try column A, and I think from a roleplay perspective, that's fine. I will say ghost hunters would not be nearly the fad they were if it was as easy as what if you politely ask the ghost to reveal itself.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm mostly doing it just to see if I can pick up anything additional. Measured that bad boy with that cat butt.
Do we know anything about who lived here? Have we done any kind of background research? Do we have a name we can yell over and over?
Not as far as I'm aware.
No, you just kind of rushed over to the house. I think the last thing you said before coming over was, technically Elizabeth Fortune had done research into the background of the house, but Elizabeth is currently schlobbed, and it is not plot critical.
This is fair.
Yeah. What are you saying? Cool. I will take... Yeah, give me your etiquette over charisma, please, Ollie. With a hidden difficulty.
Yep, no worries. What was it? Oh, hidden difficulty, I have no idea.
Indeed.
I suspect I'll fail.
Yeah, you, phrase your hello for me. What's the phrase you use?
I'm going to put on my best old money accent and I'll be like, hello, is there anyone here? I would love to meet you.
Yeah, Glinda Githenborough, who also has an old money accent, bristles a little bit at hearing you change out your dulcet Cornwall tones. As predicted, there's nothing but silence. You stare vividly at your live-action audio wave, but you can't see anything extra there.
I turn to the party. Oh, sorry.
Are these your toys?
Yeah, I ask, are these your toys?
Still nothing.
I turn to the group at the back of the, presumably who's still in the doorway. Do you reckon anyone will miss it if I take it? I'd like to take it back to my lab for further research.
Yeah, no, I'm all for taking it. I believe a lot of ghosts are tied to haunted items. You'd be surprised at how many of those you can buy on eBay for unboxing videos.
The more you know.
While that's true, spirits often tend to get upset when you remove their items.
And what better way to measure that? To generate a response that I can record.
We're looking for them, right?
Glinda,
bring them out.
Glinda looks shocked and appalled at the idea that you're going to steal anything, but so scandalized that she won't do anything to stop you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to level a slightly flat look at Todd and then say, you do realize that when people like you do that, they come to me to bother me to get them back, right?
All the more to measure.
Who's going to miss it?
I'm going to roll my eyes so hard they fall out my head.
Todd is still trying to work out if she's possessed or just really sarcastic, and is still not 100% sure. I go to pick it up. No, I'm going to pick it up, I suppose, sort of in my arms like that.
Okay.
I'm going to frown and continue to suggest this. This is how people get aggressively haunted. But I'm going to make no move to actually stop you and try and make it obvious that while I am against it, I'm happy to watch someone else be the victim of it and take notes all the while.
I've bought at least 10 haunted objects online. So far, nothing but mild activity has come out of that. I assure you this is going to be perfectly fine.
Are you sure those weren't fakes?
As fake as anything else.
There are lots of fakes being circulated by the government in order to make it seem like there aren't actually any real hauntings. You can't trust them, right?
I mean, again, you do get some light haunting, perhaps. Cupboard that opens on its own, doll that falls off a shelf, but
Todd, at this point, has already hefted the rocking horse. Looks like it would have been for a child of maybe between 6 and a push 9, but more like 6 and 8. And is gingerly heading out of the room and down the stairs, rocking horse in tow. What are we doing, folks?
I guess we'd better follow. And I'll follow at a short distance to make sure there's some space between us so that if anything does happen to him, it doesn't happen to me.
Oh, I pause actually as I go down the steps. Yeah. I pause. I'm going to put it back where it was, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm then going to do is tell everyone I'll be back in 10 minutes as I run to my lab setup at the house.
Okay.
I'm more thinking I set up a lab around the horse rather than bring the horse to the lab. I'm thinking actually out of character. I'm trying to figure out which one's better. Which one?
I think you are overthinking this, and I think the way forward is to act now. Impulsiveness never hurts.
In which case, fuck it, yeah, I'm taking it back to the flat. Back to the house.
So,
If they keep the cats out my room, that's just a small mercy.
still hefting the fucking horse, turns to everyone. Stay here, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Then rushes off with the horse. Everyone else, what are we doing? As he rushes off into the distance, holding what at least some of you seem to believe is a haunted rocking horse.
I mean, I didn't have time to finish my tour of the house, so I'm just gonna excuse myself, go back to that.
With a flick of the hair.
Yep.
And Agatha is off. The Haunted One has a haunting to document.
Exactly.
I'm going to continue to inspect the attic and just see if I can find anything that would lead away from or towards where the window is, where I saw the eyes, and see if there's any kind of further traces of anything there.
Fair. Glinda, for the record, has rushed off after Todd, refusing, one, to let him into the house as he doesn't have a key, and let him into the house without her as he doesn't have a key, and he'll wind up breaking the door down, and two, unwilling to allow him to be alone in her house.
That's fair.
Very fair.
What are you hoping to find there, Eugene?
Evidence of the supernatural beyond what I have currently seen. Anything that's tangible that I can use as proof that the government is lying to us about ghosts.
That's fair. Okay. I will take perception. Are you looking more for like physical evidence that the government's been here, or spiritual evidence that ghosts have been here?
Evidence that ghosts have been here.
Okay, I will take perception awareness in that case, please. Difficulty 8. That's a lot of successes. 3.
Only 3.
I mean, 3 is not bad for a diff 8. Like 60-10, but still 50% success rate. Odds were not, in fact, on. So, you fancy as you approach the little window that on one tiny shard of shattered glass you can almost see not a smudge from a finger, but like a tiny arrangement of frosted crystals, as though a cold hand or a very small cold finger had briefly touched the pane. But as you approach, even the slightest hint of body heat seems to wipe it away. You know what you saw.
I knew it. Okay. I'm gonna furiously note it down.
Duly noted. It's probably worth you noting down the things you're noting down for the record, because I will not remember them.
That's true.
What's Skye up to as she hangs out in this deserted attic with Eugene, noted conspiracy theorist?
I'm gonna do the same as I did outside, and I'm gonna see if I can't sense anything more while I'm in here. Considering this is where Eugene saw the eyes.
Okay. What did I make you roll outside? Was it perception awareness as well?
Yeah.
I will take perception awareness diff 7, please.
1 success.
1 success. Okay. As you eye the room, looking to see signs of anything unnatural, you again feel a slight cold overcome you. There are no figures in here, but the room does seem to almost imperceptibly this time lengthen, growing taller and more crooked. There's not quite an emotional imprint, but like an after echo, a hollow memory of frustration, maybe just the littlest bit of dispassionate anger. Otherwise you turn up nothing more unusual.
Okay. I'm gonna blink away the room warping.
The after image fades with some furious blinking.
And I'm gonna take a lap around the room fairly slowly. And then turn back around to Eugene and say, frustration. That's what this room feels like.
Where did you get that? How did you get that?
Another flash like I had outside. Nowhere near as intense, but frustration. That's about as much as I got off it.
That's very interesting. I wonder what's causing the frustration. Or what it is that's frustrated.
Probably that same dude I saw earlier.
Could be, yeah. Maybe we shouldn't have taken that horse. If we've got something that's frustrated and we're stealing from it, it's just going to be angrier.
Too late now.
Well, that's on Doofus.
Whoa, Doofus has a name?
Maybe we should be outside so that we don't, get caught in the misdirected anger.
I didn't feel like the anger was directed specifically at us. It was more a general feeling. I mean, it could be directed at us. I'm not saying that's not impossible, but we might be alright.
Hopefully. Should we go and see what Instagram's doing?
Before we get some...
You find old Agatha Insta.
I thought that was Todd for a second.
Just downstairs on the first floor. She's preening for the camera. In the middle of... You know what? What is your pitch? You're towards the end of your tour at this point, Agatha. The other two are upstairs for a little while. What are you doing as the camera faces you for the final part of your introduction?
I don't know. I guess I probably have some sort of stupid catchphrase I end on. Or maybe at this point I'm talking about how we're finishing up our initial investigations, our pre-investigation really, and we'll be back tonight and see if the ghosts are perhaps just a little bit more talkative then.
And with that fairly sedate send-off, you launch into your usual slurry.
Yeah,
like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, whatever the fuck people say on Instagram.
Whatever they sell on.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon, and don't forget, I've got a Kickstarter coming up next year. Fucking everything.
Yeah, exactly. Just and my going through all my sponsors,
Yeah, shout out to Skilltree. Shout out to Skilltree for sponsoring this video. Yeah, sorry, Skillshare.
Skillshare,
Squarespace.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. Don't forget, use code TheHauntedOne _ Ghosty Times for a free premium currency singular on Raid Shadow Legends.
Specifically Legends. 2 words, not actually Ray Shadow Legends, it's just a rip-off of it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his last name, Ewan.
God damn it. So... The other two look slightly, maybe not spooked to you, Agatha, but Skye seems more contemplative than she is usually. In the very short time you've known her, she's almost always defaulted to surly, apart from when she's had something slightly important to say. And Eugene looks maybe not contemplative, but
unsettled.
Unsettled. Thank you.
Anything wrong? You'd think you saw a ghost.
Yeah.
There's a brief microsecond of awkward pause before Agatha snaps out with the finger guns.
Yes, definitely.
Finishing up here. Are you guys feeling about done? I could go for some lunch, really, and let's talk night time.
Do we have to?
I mean, if you want to find the ghost, yeah.
I could definitely go for some food.
Well, I mean, I'm down for food, but
I think we've
do you
got.
guys want to come back at night? That's your call.
Yeah, I say let's spend the night in the house.
What? That doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, you're still rushing off there. They're currently talking about a combination of lunch and spending the night in the house.
I mean, I'm down for that plan.
Yeah, you're currently, stealing a rocking horse.
Look,
So,
Definitely lunch.
I'm
Definitely
a
lunch.
professional. I
We'll
know
get
how
the
this
other
works.
two.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of research. I know how this works. Normally when people try and spend the night at haunted houses, it doesn't end well for them.
Okay, I've made a career out of spending nights at haunted houses, I will have you know. You'd be surprised at how many people are just willing to see you bed up in a place like this and just sleep through the night with a live stream camera on.
I do not want to be streamed at all.
That's your
Sounds
prerogative.
thrilling.
Why would you want people to track you?
I mean,
pure confusion writ large across Agatha's face. The question is almost antithetical to her being as a self-described digital nomad.
I mean, what's the problem?
Like asking, why would you want to breathe?
Completely confused in the opposite direction. Why would you want everyone watching everything you do? Don't you want to, not be tracked for all times?
And so,
No, my livelihood kind of depends on people knowing where I go and what they do. That's kind of the point.
and so the discussion goes for some time as the three of you head out of the house discussing the nature of privacy in the modern age, where the closest chippy is, and whether or not you should spend time in the house.
I think they know what the chippy is, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's a place that sells fish and chips.
Okay, cool. That was what I figured.
That's fair.
I'm still learning British, okay?
That's fair.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the house, after a flustered Glinda allowed him in, Todd, you have stolen a rocking horse that you believe to be the key to proving the existence of ghosts, or at least a part of the puzzle.
A part of the puzzle, very much.
What are we doing?
So, I'm going to put it in my room. And then I am just going to... One second, let me get the rule book up. What's our system again? World of Darkness Ghost Hunters. There we go.
Yeah, World of Darkness Ghost Hunters is the splat book, and then if there's anything in there where it says, refer to core, we're just using VDA 20th.
Yeah.
Because it's what most of us are used to.
So, I am going to... I would like to set up the haunted, the theoretically haunted thingamabob. I am going to put it down in the middle of my bedroom, or my research room. I actually don't know if I'm sleeping in the same room. I presume I am. And set up my...
We don't have enough bedrooms for everyone. You're definitely doing research in the same room.
I think we did discuss appropriating the kitchen for
spooky things.
That might have gotten voted down.
I don't remember hearing that, but I'm fine with that.
Glinda is opposed to losing access to her kitchen as the last room in the house that doesn't have someone sleeping in it other than her.
Okay, no worries. So, I am going to set up my room with the EVP recorder I had, which is it's the electronic voice phenomenon recorder is capable of recording sounds that may not be detected by standard voice-activated recording devices.
Mm-hmm.
A spare EMF meter pointed directly at it. IR and full spectrum lights. And my thermal camera as well. And then I'm just going to attach all of this to my laptop and just have it start recording data for, the entire evening, essentially.
Okay. And in the meanwhile, I believe you had an audio recording you wanted to mess around with.
I did.
Okay.
Once I got all that set up, I want to use my laptop to try and decode the weirdness.
It's probably going to take you a little bit. So there's a brief period where like everyone else comes into the house. They're trying to figure out what the hell you're doing, but you're clearly into the zone here. So the best they're able to get out of you is what you would like from the chippy. And then they're off to go get food. Cool. I will take... So, as I recall, you failed the roll with the perception, right?
I failed to hear anything, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So, I'm going to go ahead and give you a... I think this is probably going to be science over perception, please. Difficulty 9.
With all the technology I've pointed at it, is it still difficulty 9?
No, this is you going over the audio logs. Because the technology you've pointed at it, you've got that recording, right? So you're waiting for something to happen there.
So the perception roll I did pass did let me detect that there was weirdness in the waveforms.
Yeah, so that's true. Yeah, diff 8.
Diff 8. So diff 8. Okay, I'll reduce it down to diff 7 because of the technology roll.
Yep.
Computer over perception 8. Sorry, 70-10. 70-10, diff 7. 3 successes.
Sorry, I was bonking the cat.
You should not bonk your cat.
You can't
Bonking
stop.
the cat? Is that a new euphemism?
Yeah,
No,
it does sound like...
Like, take a single finger, gently do the little bonk meme thing and, like, place it on the cat's forehead. It looks up at you indignantly, and you tell it bonk.
Go to horny Joe.
Yeah.
That sounds more like booping than bonking to me.
No, boop would be the nose.
Bonking is post-horny.
You can boop anyway.
No,
Booping the
you
snoot
can't
is
boop anyway.
booping the snoot is booping the nose.
Yeah.
Booping is just the action of poking.
No, it's got to be a boop. The boop is on the nose, I feel.
That's booping the snoot.
Bonk on the foot. Yeah, it's also booping the snoot. But booping the snoot's almost a more refined type of boop to my mind. Whereas bonk is like usually you tap on the forehead. To be fair, to do the tiny paw there, but 3 successes, you say, Ollie? Oh, and he's gone. Oh no, there he is.
Oh God. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Turning it up. It's so difficult to isolate the sound, but you're positive there's something there. Maybe a vowel? A single syllable? Something. You can't, for the life of you, make out what it could possibly be, but perhaps a short single syllable word?
By the way, I want to make it clear that I'm recording all of this on Google Drive. Like, all my data, all my stuff, it's all backed up, and it goes on an external, if that's alright, an external drive.
Assuming you have Wi-Fi, but yes.
Yeah.
I suppose data also applies, to be fair. But I also imagine that the island doesn't get great data outside of, like, specific places.
Probably not, no.
But everything is in the cloud.
Tis indeed.
I'm just imagining Eugene's internal freak out right now.
Very much so.
Eugene blissfully on his way to the chip shop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's about what you've got. You are positive that is a good indicator something was trying to speak, but you aren't deluded enough to believe that you could convince a skeptic with just that. But maybe with some kind of additional corroborative evidence.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I've stolen a rocking horse, which is not a sentence I thought I'd say today.
It's just going to nip to the toilet. I will be right back.
Alright, I might go make some tea then, but I'll keep my headset wireless.
You go for it.
Anyway, scooching on along, you sit back after maybe an hour or so there, Todd. Having gone over your audio equipment, having set up everything you can think, you're probably going to want to note that setup as well. Set up all of your gear to surveil this fucking rocking horse. You feel determined. You're going to do this. You're going to be the one who rationally proves, or disproves, the existence of ghosts. What do, Todd?
I'm going to take in my my scenes and make sure and ensure everything is set up correctly. I'm triple checking all my connections. all my data lines, checking that the data itself is coming through absolutely correctly. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to set up one last camera pointed directly at my computer screen. And my computer, just the, sort of the desk in general, but with a focus on the screen.
That's a good rule. Don't miss any accidental prime footage.
It's more, and this one is going to be recording to its internal memory. And it's more just in case something happens to the computer. I want to see if something does happen to the computer. You know, multiple forms of backup. And then I'm going to sit on my chair, or whatever's in that room, and wait.
Okay. This has probably taken you somewhere between, I think with all this setup and double checking and triple checking, probably somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours, which I think is plenty of time for everyone to have gone to the chip shop, got back, begun eating, called you down, your chips and fish have gone cold, the curry sauce has solidified. Just to check in with everyone else, what have you discussed? Well, I think we know what you've discussed on your way to and from the chip shop. I feel comfortable saying that there's been no great consensus reached on the status of should your entire life be publicized. All we've really got is one firm, no, nothing, one angry, not in connection with ghosts, and one, yes, everything. Otherwise, is it really a life?
Yeah.
Not to name
pretty much. I feel like at the end it's just going to come up with agree to disagree.
Instagram story of shipping shop as counter evidence. Is it just Shippy, I guess? Yeah.
And other than that, let's check in and see what's the decision that's been reached on whether or not you should spend the night at 21 Jacobs Place.
I will go back tonight.
I will begrudgingly accept that it seems like a good way to gather further evidence.
And Skye. Nikki?
Sorry.
Never forgive.
Hold on, this is really, really fucking loud. Can we not? Headphones?
Oh no. Headphone issues.
Oh no.
No, says the headphones. You
Okay.
shall sacrifice your eardrums to me.
Alright,
It's
Andrew
really
fucking Ryan.
loud. Okay, so we're back from the fish and chip shop and we're deciding whether we want to stay the night, right?
Yeah, you've
Yes.
been discussing the whole time, basically, and we are assuming a conclusion has been reached, but I just want everyone's input. We've got one enthusiastic yes, one reluctant yes, so there's wiggle room, but hear what you're at.
I will, very, very reluctantly, as long as I'm not filmed doing anything medium-ish. Like, if I see anybody in the corner and point it out, or, anything like that, I don't want to be on camera for it.
Now, you were probably expecting this to be more of an issue, but fortunately for you, Eugene also doesn't want to be filmed whatsoever, and Agatha has been quite accommodating with that, so all you need to do really is, hang out with Eugene, and providing you can stand what I just assume is a substantial body odor, you probably won't be on camera.
Worst case
Now, let's be fair.
I can edit you out. I can edit around you. It's no worries. A lot of it ends up as tiny TikTok clips anyways. So, don't worry. You won't go anywhere you don't want.
What was your
And
let's
to
be
be
fair?
fair to Eugene, it is some body odor overlaid by Lynx body spray. Lynx Africa,
there
to
we
be
go.
precise.
I do not know what that smells like, but also I don't think I want to know.
It smells like teenage boys.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Oh, Ewan, sorry, quickly. Did I say camera, EVP recorder, EMF meter, and full spectrum lights pointed at the horse? I would have thought I would have included camera, because...
I'm going to be real honest here, Ollie, and say I do not fully recall. It was a detailed and thorough setup. If you would like to have included camera, though I think you did, then we can say that you definitely did.
Yeah, I think it's cute that you optimistically assumed you and heard all of that and didn't just go, techno stuff.
I have never felt so personally attacked, but if you'd like to post your stuff in the Discord, Ollie, then maybe I would forgive you for this grievous slight.
Oh yeah, Debbie attacked me yesterday, by the way.
Well, I mean, Debbie's hostile.
Yeah.
Yes, cool. So I would suggest post your technological setup in the Discord, Ollie, so that it doesn't get lost and it's there for like public record.
I got it in my notes as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I would still say post it in the Discord. It's like it's the same as with the reminders, right? Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
You missed fucking John at the start of the session, after insisting on not having something as a reminder last session, and then this week going, damn, I'm pretty sure that happened to Nikki. Yes.
Long story short, I definitely should have set the reminder because I absolutely forgot what I was going to set the reminder for.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's why we have the reminder system, and why it waxes and wanes. So, you come down, I said Ferdinand, you come down, Todd, to find everyone else reluctantly agreed to Agatha's enthusiastic plan of staying the night at 21 Jacobs Place, the burnt-out building. Glinda seems reluctant to leave her cats alone, but she's willing to give it a try. She pets a large, drooling monstrosity of a cat the entire conversation, intermittently feeding it chips, cooing little niceties into the large, drooly cat, known as Sophie's ear.
Meow, like by literally going meow,
Meow.
meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow.
Why do I feel so threatened, yet so inexplicably intrigued?
It has to be a very posh meow.
Meow.
Or with my old money etiquette?
That's not posh.
And in the background, the Dunmer variant. Meow.
My boys, the done.
So, I don't know why I committed to fucking Dunmec for 40k. My throat hurts so much. So I do not smoke enough for this to fucking work.
Drink whiskey. That'll help.
I do drink whiskey.
Drink more.
I'm trying to cut down. So,
Whiskey or alcohol?
Whiskey. So, I mean, technically also alcohol. So, where are you at on this, Todd, as you sort of scarf down your cold, stodgy chips? The fish where the batter has got to that, like, disgusting tepid level?
Depends how connected my phone is to my computer and, like, the processes it's running. I wouldn't mind spending the night but in the haunted house, but you know what? I think I'm going to spend the night actually in with the rocking horse. Just on my chair, and then I'll fall asleep at some point.
Yeah, you want to hedge your bets, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's about midday. There's only 20 minutes of the sesh left, so we probably don't want to start the night sequence now. But what do you all want to do for the afternoon and evening?
I mean, we should probably do some light reading on the house itself, maybe.
Yes, that's a good idea.
To the local library.
Yeah. I mean, if someone does want to try and talk to the ghost more specifically, I mean, if there's anywhere you can buy a Ouija board for this island.
There's 100% places you can buy a Ouija board. They make a lot of money off of ghost tourism. If anything, you'd more likely have trouble finding shops that will not sell you Ouija boards. They have them at the co-op.
I'm pretty sure it's called a Luigi board.
No, it's a Waluigi board,
so
I'll have you know.
You mock, but the single shop on the island that sells games, a slightly worn-down game station, does in fact sell Waluigi boards.
Yes! That's because Waluigi's number one.
There's a little token just of Waluigi, because that's pretty fucking hilarious. All coloured purple as well.
It gently wahs as you move it along the board. Sorry, as the ghosts move it along the board. Where the fuck was I at? Cool, so, key places then. Yes, there is the Scantling Public Library. But if you want that. But otherwise, what were you thinking of for research? What did you want to do in terms of reading on the house?
I want to see who owned it.
Who
And
owned it? Did anyone die when it burned down? When did it burn down? How did it burn down? Who lived there? Were they?
Okay. So with a speedy chip with a speedy. Sorry, I'm hungry. And can't buy fish and chips in this country because the van went out of business.
Oh, you had a chippy van?
We did, but it didn't move when we moved offices, and then Corona hit, and now it doesn't operate, and I can't get chips. Strong Ewan. The Scantling Public Library is open, and you get a colossal eye roll, matching even Skye's when you enter, and are very clearly ghost hunters. The rather weathered-looking librarian behind the counter doesn't give you more than a glance, knowing that you're almost certainly going to be doing research. Research in this instance meaning looking up better ways to pester the locals. Let's see. I think it'd probably be Intelligence Investigation Diff 6, please.
Everyone?
From whoever wants to lead the research.
I'm happy to take it. I've got 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 5, so you go.
3.
You got a specialty?
I do not.
Fair.
I've been really lazy and not filled up any specialties.
Fair. Sorry, what was that, Katya?
We help?
Arguably, but you're traditionally supposed to ask before the roll rather than after, I'm afraid.
Fair.
I think that's probably more house rule stuff, so that's honestly on my bad for not mentioning it.
Fine, either way.
3 successos. That will give you 3 questions of reasonable detail. Go. What do you got for me, team?
Hadn't thought that far.
I want to know what caused the fire that burned it down.
Yes, that's a good question.
So the fire was an electrical fault a couple of weeks ago. It had been lying vacant for about 6 to 8 months at the time. The theory is that it might have been a squatter of some kind.
Okay.
Oh shit, burnt down that recently? Did I somehow phase out that detail?
Yes, it was mentioned last time.
So. Oh boy.
It's recently condemned, and this is the reason that in OG Timeline Elizabeth, and at the moment Glinda has you investigating that house, because it looks spooky as all hell, and it burnt down comparatively recently. There's not many other tourists on the island yet, which means it hasn't been gone over, so you wouldn't be like picking at crumbs for ghosty clues, essentially. It's also way away from the local tourist hotspots.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be any like local ghost stories or anything around it if no one's been
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Did anyone die in the fire or anything similar? Or it didn't sound like it. If the theory was there was a squatter who might have.
Rather than did anyone die in the fire, we should ask if anyone died in that house in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, did anyone die there?
No one is reported as having died in that house in quite some time. The last death was recorded in 1968. An elderly grandparent who passed away peacefully in their bed.
Does not sound like someone who listened to dad music.
Dad music.
An elderly grandparent at that time. Yeah, no, not really. They'd, if nothing else, died 20 years before the band in question was formed.
Yeah.
Though I guess depends how ghost music works, if that is your working theory.
I mean,
maybe our last question could be any reports of any families moving away from the house suddenly? Upping and leaving, maybe?
Okay. Is that what you want to ask?
Team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any sudden disappearances?
There'd be no sudden disappearances, but the family of the family that took over after the last resident died did live in that house for quite some time. They only moved away in the Yeah, so they lived there for actually a generation and a half or so. They moved away maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, and then since then the house has been through like a series of people buying to let. You can see it on the property register. It's changed hands time and again, mostly being done up and then left and unable to be rented for various minor commercial reasons, until ultimately someone bought it, kind of gave up on it, squatter, and then it burnt down. The family in question moved away to the mainland. Yeah, what would that be then? 2016, 2015, somewhere around there?
Do we have their contact details?
Let's not harass strangers about the haunted house.
Let's absolutely harass strangers.
Now, as you are telling him to not harass strangers, Agatha, because you're apparently a good human who doesn't cold call people, he's already got the yellow pages up.
Just flicking through it.
Let me just check something real quick.
In the process of science.
Yeah.
What is a little discomfort?
No one gets the accent you're doing at all, but yes, the Jackson family are listed, at least their change of address is listed. They moved to Middlesbrough.
Oh. I would like to take the number.
Yeah. What do? You may add the number of the Jackson family to your inventory, I guess.
I would like to immediately ring them on my phone.
Okay. What's your end game here, Ollie?
So I'm going to phone up and I'm going to pretend I'm doing a local piece for the newspaper about the house that burnt down, and I'm going to wonder if I could get any information on the beautiful property that they left, if they were aware of what happened. And there's a line I could use. It's not quite coming to my tip of my tongue there. Something along the lines of, like, I guess I'm just trying to get information on if they saw anything weird whilst they were there. I don't really know. Okay. I can't quite know how to phrase it.
I will take... I think this is going to be etiquette charisma, please. Diff 7.
4d10. Charisma, etiquette. Are they old money?
That is not listed in the yellow pages. And especially in the UK is a very complex question.
2 successes.
You ring them. They pick up. The voice seems neutral on the other end. It's perhaps a middle-aged, going-on elderly man's voice. They seem a bit surprised to hear you talking about their previous house. Nonplussed, if anything, confused. What were your questions in order there again?
I guess the first one was... okay, so first of all, I'm going to be like, hey, are you aware that your house, the house you once lived in, has burnt down and is no longer...
No, we severed all ties with that house 5, 6, 7 years ago, somewhere around there.
Oh, severed? That's quite a strong word. Would you mind any particular reason why severed?
We moved out and sold it.
Interesting.
Severed is a strong choice of word. I will mark.
What?
I did.
What newspaper piece did you say this was? It burnt down? Awesome.
Oh, I'm doing just a short piece on some of the history of the local houses on the island. You know, we hear so much about the haunted ones. I'd like to do a little story on the ones that aren't haunted, if you know what I mean.
Sorry, I misinterpreted that. That, I suppose, sounds quite refreshing.
Yes.
What was your next question?
Is your house haunted? No. I guess I want to kind of be like, haha, yeah, but really, was it? But in like a joking manner. I don't quite know how to word it, but I got the successes. I hope that's enough. Like, did you ever have anything weird happen there? I'm assuming you didn't, but, you know, flavor piece, right? It's like,
No, I know what you mean. 2 successes is doing a lot of legwork. We're going to do a piece about, the houses that aren't haunted, the culture of the island. But was your house haunted?
And like a jokey, like, haha, like everyone says that house is haunted here. Sort of thing.
Yeah, you get a dry and awkward cough from the other side of the line. Yes. Only as haunted as anything else. Is this really necessary? I don't think the house was especially old or notable.
It's notable for not being haunted, is what it is. I'd like to ask a bit about the family history. That would be my last question.
A slight tremor at that. And then when you go on to family history, I'm sorry, I can't talk about this. Goodbye. And the voice hangs up on you.
I relay the conversation. He tremored it, wasn't haunted, and wouldn't want to talk about his family history.
Yeah, imagine why.
I don't know.
You just called him out of the blue.
The reporter, he says with heavy air quotes.
I think Todd definitely seems like he falls further towards the why wouldn't you want your life to be publicized? Reporter calls you, obviously you'd talk.
I mean, obviously, yeah, sure, but no.
Yes, the private life alignment chart that we all need. 2 of your party members stare in presumed disapproval. One of them vocalizes explicit disapproval, but you can only feel a sense of pride. You've
what?
Successfully impersonated a journalist, mentally ticking that off your bucket list.
I point to the various members of the rooms, like, I'm so terribly sorry, I've actually forgotten everyone's names.
To Eugene, to Agatha, to Elizabeth, and Glinda was also there.
Eugene is...
Me.
So, like...
Very much against.
You may know him as Wake Up Sheeple.
Yes.
Like,
and very much against.
You may hide your online identity, but how hidden is it really if we all know the conspiracies that you purport to be such a proponent of? That says more about you than any Facebook profile ever could.
My online identity is carefully constructed in order to hide my real person.
Yet here you
are. What you're doing is connecting the two as much as possible.
Well, duh. Yeah, it's a brand.
Yeah, I turn to Agatha when Agatha says that, and I'm there like, yeah, you publicize everything online. You'll keep nothing hidden.
Yeah, exactly, but that's my choice.
From the other side of the library...
You make that choice. You're allowed to make that choice. You don't make that choice for others.
You hear a very firm...
Were you shushing us? Because I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it would have been the noise cancellation suppression, I reckon. On
sorry. Yes, fair. Noise cancellation got me then. Yeah, you hear a heavy shush from the other side of the library as the librarian hears your sort of escalating discussion.
But also, I have no idea about Skye. Like, Skye's an enigma. I mean, like, she has a Reddit profile. That's how we all met.
An enigma wrapped in an eyeroll.
Wrapped in, presumably, a very long trench coat. She's an enigma wrapped in a sweater.
This side of the Atlantic, it's a jumper, motherfucker.
Sweaters and jumpers can be 2 different things.
No, they're not. It's synonyms. One is the American term.
Yeah, actually, it's actually right.
Thank you. I feel very passionately about this, Ollie.
Really? I had never noticed your opinions on Americanisms.
I mean, it depends on context. Like, I'm not going to call Nikki out on saying sweater, but...
You call me out on Americanisms, like, all the time.
Yeah, but you asked to be called out on Americanisms.
Maybe I did. Damn.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it if you didn't explicitly... if you hadn't explicitly said... I mean, you call me out on my Swedish, and my Swedish is perfect.
It's true.
Thank you. So... Final 5 minutes of session. What are we doing, folks? The librarian's awkward seems to, maybe not de-escalate, but pause the discussion on private rights for a moment.
Look.
Yeah, I will be quiet and focus on the research.
think this is about
focus on what information we can find. Yeah.
What do you mean focus on the research here? Like, explain to me what research you're doing. Because you've already done that initial roll.
Trying to find more details on not just the house that we are looking at, but other hauntings on the island.
Oh, you are going to be swamped. It is the haunted island.
Yep, that works for me.
I would like to try and look for any potential references to a man in white with a wide-brimmed hat.
Oh, someone remembers that we actually had some clues to look at.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they were in white, but otherwise fair. I don't think I said that.
I thought you did.
Wide-brimmed hat.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, it was wide-brimmed, not white-brimmed.
Right, okay, that's probably
fair.
where my
Thank you,
brain got
Cassia.
crossed.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I slur a lot, so I can 100% see it. Dear. So...
I'm gonna go ahead and just get sidetracked and do like a blog entry about day one at Scintilla in the meantime.
Yeah, just, really, really keeping in touch with the fans. You gotta keep a steady beat of content to outpace your competitors. Just to confirm then, Skye, are you sharing that description as you look with Eugene, as it seems like you all are both doing similar inquiries?
Well, I've already told Eugene about it. I told him while we were outside the house.
Yeah, it was shared at Greg's funeral, I think.
Yes, but
Yes.
Eugene is currently looking into all ghost stories on an island famed as the most haunted in Britain. So he's lacking search terms effectively.
I mean, yes, but I'm going to do it in kind of the look at what books he's picked up, eyeroll, snort, and go, well, I'm looking for that specific guy I saw.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. I will help with that.
Okay. I will take from either one of you, and then with the other one assisting, that's probably going to be investigation over intelligence, difficulty 8, please.
That's 6 again for me.
Investigation, intelligence. It's 5 for me.
Okay.
I see 1.
What was the diff on that one?
8.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, net 1 success.
Nice.
So, to close out the session then, you all are in that library for a solid couple of hours, during which, honestly, mostly Agatha is either blogging or getting chased around by the librarian. She talks well above the recommended volume level. Todd, what are you idling your time away with? Ollie?
What am I idling away with?
Yeah, just whilst the other two are doing something different.
I will probably maybe do some reading on the types of ghosts that have been reported in the area.
Yeah, so you've kind of fallen down the exact trap that Eugene almost fell down, where it's like you're looking into just ghostly details for the area, but there's so... It's fine, we're just looking for background stuff.
Oh.
But there's, so many dozens of well-documented hauntings in Scantling alone that this is kind of an infinite honeycomb of exciting information for you, let alone, not even including all the one-offs. Meanwhile, Skye and Eugene, between you, read through, mostly working out from similar situations, burnt down buildings, recently reported hauntings, everything you think you can manage. Trying to work off of whatever commonalities you can find in lesser reported stories. Time after time you turn up essentially nothing, but 2 separate accounts, one from 1993 and one from 2006, both speak of a vision of something in a wide-brimmed hat. Something tall, something gangly. Now, there's any number of ghostly descriptions on Scintilla, so, if you have a specific idea for a ghost, there's a not too insignificant chance you can find someone who claims to have seen something like it. But at least for you, Skye, the descriptions here, the emotions presented, the aura, the atmosphere, something resonates. Something feels familiar about that wide-brimmed hat. And I think that's probably a good place to leave it for the week.
Yay!
Does anyone have any reminders for this session? Anything they want noted down?
Yes,
yeah.
but I can't remember what.
For next session, at some point while we are staying over at the haunted house, I want to take advantage of my ancestor and see if she has anything to say about the situation.
Entirely reasonable. I had not forgotten about it for the record, but reminders are appreciated.
That was a reminder from me, mostly.
I mean, this is also fair. Any other reminders?
Apparently on this island you could buy a Waluigi board. That seems like it should not be lost to time.
Every time you summon a ghost of it, just a boo appears behind you.
I will be right back. I really need the bathroom all of a sudden.
This is entirely fair. Any other reminders? Any plot critical details you wish to remember?
I mean, the rocking horse being stolen seems like either it's super relevant or not relevant at all.
Either way, someone's going to be disappointed. I hope it's the ghost.
Fair. Anything else?
No, can't think of anything. Did you, Ewan? Did you think someone would steal the horse tonight?
I don't know if I can share that with you, Ollie.
That seems like something we'll find out after the fact.
You implanted that horse knowing old Sticky Fingers Thurston over here. Actually, I didn't generally think so.
Yeah,
you're the only one who's stolen something here so far.
In this campaign, generally, I'm not a stealer. I'm a hoarder, if anything.
Yeah.
Those two can go hand in hand.
They can, quite literally. But
any other reminders for next session?
Nothing.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Nice.
And subscribe. Got it. Anything else? Okay. Feedback. Anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time.
I enjoyed the good rolls. That was nice.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good rolls. Not a single botch this session. I handed out some difficult rolls.
I'm. You know what? Ever since Katya introduced me to the world of adding, less than 7 or greater than 7, I suppose, and it's worked. I've not a bad roll right from it.
Mate, you wait. This is you're Icarusing. You're going to fly too close to the sun. The wax wings on your macros will melt, and you will plummet into an ocean of failure and botches. I guarantee you. When you need your dice most, they will let you down.
I believe in my dice.
And my dice believe in me.
Any other feedback?
But do you believe in the heart of the cards?
So it's just like Duel Mods. Any other feedback?
It was generally a pretty fun session.
It was a good session. Yeah, it was really cool. I really like the spoopy boy.
I feel like I maybe took a bit too much time.
Yeah, at least from a GM perspective, I think you were fine. Generally, it seems like we had a pretty even split. I think the only people who didn't get a huge amount of screen time this time were, Nikki didn't get loads and loads, but I don't think she seemed like she was in the market for loads and loads. And obviously Sophie Schlorp's character didn't get loads and loads, but I'm not going to leave lots of time to an NPC. And I assume that either Sophie will listen back to the episode or John will listen back to the episode and summarize it for Sophie, one or the other.
Something like that, yeah.
But, your consciousness is always appreciated, Ollie.
Hello.
No.
I return.
Welcome back.
To answer your question, your statement, Ewan, about the burrito, I had 3 different types of meat,
No, I'm sorry. Stop talking. I'm hungry. I'll kill you.
So good.
I fucking... Any other highlights? Any other feedback?
No, I thought it was a fun session overall.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So did I. I really
Yes, I had
enjoyed the house scene. I wasn't expecting to see anything, but yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I hope that's turning out okay. I'm still trying to like feel my way through what is and isn't appropriate with medium stuff, and also like with the harsh rolls and things of trying to like make sure you'll get agency and I don't just shut you down, but also that looking for ghosts isn't as simple as like, oh, I turned over this rock and look, proof that ghosts exist on the opposite side. Exactly.
Just I am a ghost written in chalk.
Yeah, well, exactly, right. So I'm trying to make it challenging but kind of doable, and like cumulative evidence you might be able to stack up enough, but that you won't ever be like Scooby Doo.
Another rock, and the word "boo" is written on it. You're like, oh my god, they're real.
Yeah, to be fair, so far what we have found has sort of been what you'd expect on a ghost hunt, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Questions? Anything anyone was narratively unsure of in that session? Is everyone following the plot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Following the plot.
pretty straightforward.
I guess we'll chuck it out. Has anyone got any theories so far?
Not yet, honestly, no.
No,
Nah,
not really.
I mean the rocking horse is kind of our biggest lead, which may or may not be a fetter, but
Meta.
yeah. But yeah, you asked for theories.
I did ask for theories, that's true.
I mean,
Rocking Horse and Spooky Face Man.
yeah. Honestly, Spooky Face Man is probably a better lead, but yeah.
Sorry, you say Spooky Face Man and my brain is flashing to Tuesdays where young Nicholas has thrown his lot in with a demon that appears as a spooky face on the basis that it told him it was human, and he just took that at face value and went, oh, so that's okay then. Well, Gucci, right. What are your orders, master?
Literally every campaign. Literally every...
Oh.
If I had a nickel... I was saying this to you and yesterday for about the 6th time. I was saying, if I had a nickel for every time...
Oh, damn it. Stop making this joke. I'm so mad.
No. If I had a nickel for every time Nick gave alliance or took a spooky voice into his head, I would have 5 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's weird it's happened 5 times. It's weird. And he nearly got me killed. He did save me, but it doesn't negate the fact he nearly got me killed because of that.
First rule of improv is yes and. Don't say no to the spooky voice. It's not no, but it's not no.
To be fair, he did say no to the spooky voice at first, and then it went, but wait, I'm totally human. And then he went, oh, okay, that checks out, and then did everything it asked him to without question.
He went no, and then the face went, come on. And he was there you know what, stand up, fella.
I would almost recommend listening back to it. You can hear the corruption happening in real time. It's fucking hilarious.
I come across a spooky voice, I blow it to smithereens. I blow up all the rooms the spooky voice is in.
He did blow it to smithereens. He smashed it to pieces, then it reformed, and he went, oh, okay, that's, I guess, fair. I too would reform if I could. So, let's do some XP.
Thanks. Oh, me and the spooky voice, we share many things in common. we both have voices, we both have faces. We both want to take down the Imperium from the inside and destroy the Corpse Emperor on its throne.
Corpse Emperor? I don't know what you mean. He's still got his hair at this point. Long, flowing locks of
something.
I think he's got black hair canonically.
Yeah, it's black. It's black.
Yeah. So, plot progression. Does anyone feel like you made any significant plot progression this session? And if so, what?
I feel like the discovery of the first clues that there may be some sort of otherworldly presence here was a pretty good progress.
Yeah, we made friends with a ghost.
Did we?
Maybe. Who knows?
I'm not giving you plot progression XP for vague suppositions.
We've
okay, we encountered a ghost.
Yeah.
I
We investigated a house.
I stole a wooden horse.
We offended a ghost.
Hey, we potentially offended a potential ghost.
Oh, the politician's answer.
Okay,
Yeah.
character
Actually,
development. Does anyone feel they developed their characters this session? And if so, what?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
I
if
think
so, how?
I think I became a little bit more unbearable, science nerdy with loose morals.
Yeah, you got worse, and Eugene got better.
Yeah, I apparently care about other people's privacy, which I did not expect going in.
Not necessarily care about, but respect.
Yeah.
Or at least respect the idea of.
Fair.
Like,
I-
To be
yeah,
fair,
I had a
like, the more
theoretical
people to
physics,
share
I said I had a
attention with, the less there's left over for me, so...
It reminds me of that Fallout joke where it's like, they also had a degree in theoretical physics. I said I theoretically had a degree in physics. They said, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
That vibe.
What were you going to say, Nikki?
I was going to say, I think Skye's had quite a bit of progression on her being able to sense things, because I wasn't expecting to be able to sense all that at the front of the house. And the shift change and the spirit that I saw. So that's something that Skye wasn't expecting, that's something that I wasn't expecting. And she's definitely more wary now, I think, about this whole endeavor, so...
Reasonable. Anything else?
I think maybe Eugene is starting to understand that some people actually want to have their entire life in the public eye. Not necessarily understand why, but understand that they actually do want that.
I do slightly like the beautifully simple tale of Eugene coming into this as completely socially inept, spending like half a day with actual humans away from his computer, and slowly starting to develop social skills in almost record time.
I think I've seen this happen at work a couple of times.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? It fucking rings true. Like, you've got some very weird opinions, but, you know, someone takes you out for lunch once or twice and you gradually become a normal person.
I mean, that's what happens. Right?
It's real hard. And he's like, oh, you showed me love? And you showed me affection? Clearly that means you want to bang.
I'm not going to play that.
Let's not go there.
Yeah,
No, I'm playing this as weird conspiracy theory, but I'm not going to take it to incel.
Yeah, thank you.
Or even nice guy.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking incel. I was thinking.
Like, I can't imagine how bad it is for everybody else, but I can't fucking stand that shit, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it's everyone knows our awkward romance plots must involve mashing Ollie's characters and Sophie's characters together. As everyone screams kiss, and they alternate between no, I don't want to, and okay, I guess I have to. Because really, peer pressure romance is the only string to our bow. Sorry?
I thought it was myself, and I don't think I've had a romance with any of Sophie's. Oh no, yes, Feck Marina, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say back Marina.
Yeah, fair.
We tried occasionally to get you to bang the lizard centaur, but it never really went anywhere. We didn't put
But I just didn't understand the concept, to be fair.
Honestly, we didn't really put the effort in there, mostly because you had two Slaneshis on the party for quite a while, and there were enough fluids. And then the Slaneshi swapped out for one of the Slaneshi swapped out for a Nurglite, and there were still enough fluids. So excellence of roleplay. Does anyone feel like anyone else roleplayed particularly well this session?
Yeah, I'm still very much enjoying Catcher's Instagram personality, influencer.
Yeah, she's really going ham on that.
Yeah.
Fair.
And doing it exceedingly well.
Anything else? Or anyone else?
I love Ollie's dedication to chasing everything ghost. Like, he just belts it up the stairs when he hears footsteps on the creaking stairs. And then he fucking just belts it back out again with a rocking horse.
Yeah.
to monitor it back at home, because he's absolutely certain this thing's haunted. And he's going to prove it one way or another.
Yeah, very much going balls deep on...
I very much enjoyed Into
Finding
a
everything.
phone call as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
Your phone call with the family as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I, for one, liked Nikki's constant eye rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are going to think you have a condition at this rate.
Todd is already half convinced she's just permanently possessed. But it comes and goes like an epileptic fit sort of thing, where you just occasionally you're kind of a little bit on it, and then you're not. Just there are attacks of it. Is how I see it.
I think it's just a part of her, the whole image. I mean, there's no way she's seeing actual real ghosts, because what she is retelling is way too, clear and substantial, and that's not what ghosts are like whatsoever. Trust me, I know.
That's what you think ghosts aren't like.
I've seen it on TikTok, therefore it's true.
Yeah, exactly. Who has, I don't know, 100,000 followers? I don't know what's large numbers in this.
Exactly.
A million?
Just
I don't
between
know.
you, me, and the CCP.
Now, who would
Other-
lie on the internet? Come on.
Any
Hey,
other Excellence of Roleplay awards?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say about John's just suddenly standing. I don't know what it was, but it made me crack up a little bit inside.
I do like I like John's arguing
Yeah,
with
honestly.
Katya about the whole anonymous versus non-anonymous thing on
That
the
was really
internet.
fun as well.
Yeah, it was great. I love that you
Like
leaned
the,
into it as
I'm
well.
going
because,
nowhere
like,
near the internet. Why are you all over the internet? Because I want to be all over the internet. It's how I make my money. But why would you want that? The government's after
An alignment chart for the modern day. So I actually make that out to be a full 10 experience points for session number 2.
Peppers.
That
So,
is
really.
3. Yeah, well, short campaign, so we're being quite liberal with it. Plus, you're being quite on point with your awards for each other this time around, so that's doing well for you on the XP front. So 3 points, plot progression. That's discovering some anomalous clues, investigating the house, and stealing a quote-unquote suspicious horse. 3 points of character development. That's Todd got less hinged. I had to process that one in my mind a little bit. Agatha cares about digital privacy. Skye is learning when to try and sense things, and Eugene starts to become a normal person. 3 points, excellence of roleplay. Katya's Instagram influencer. Todd's dedication to science and ghosts. Skye can't stop rolling her eyes, and Eugene quietly parking his scooter and discussing internet privacy, which probably could have used an Oxford comma there, but you know what? Fuck it, we're rolling with it. +1 standard.
Yeah.
Which brings us on to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights.
highLOITS. Thought I'd try something new there.
I noticed. Mr. Ollivander, do you have any highlights for that session?
I have no highlights, just highLOITS.
Do you have any highLOITS for that session?
That was a highlight.
I am a river to my people.
Yeah, the sudden standing, the standening, I suppose.
Okay.
The theft. Well, it's not theft. It's the temporary relocation of the rocking horse.
The acquisition.
I
Yeah,
think for a
It's
horse, the
theft.
technical...
You took it without permission. That's theft.
I think for a horse, the technical term is actually rustlin.
I mean, for a live horse, it is.
No,
I'm going
I like
to-
it. Todd wrestling the rocking horse.
You don't get to gatekeep horse. It's a horse, okay?
the horse. Your horse.
I'm the only rural person here. I will gatekeep the shit out of horses.
You can
You
put gate
fucking
on a-
city-dwelling urbanites.
like
You don't ride horses. Shut
No,
up.
well, why would I? They're giant monster dogs.
I mean, they're worse than dogs, in my opinion.
Also, Ewan, I'm relatively sure your accent is made up, which probably means wherever you're from is also made up.
Don't even get me started. Any other highlights there, Ollie?
I'll let other people go with their specific.
Mm.
Yes.
the coward's way out. Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Nikki, do you have any highlights for that session?
Off the top of my head, no. I liked all the eye rolling that I did, because honestly, yeah, people are going to start thinking that I have a condition. The amount of eye rolling I did during this whole campaign.
Skye may have a physical problem with rolling her eyes. Some people roll their R's. Skye, no. Eyes.
It's
I don't have any R's to roll.
It could be worse. Your eyes could stay static and your body could pivot about them. That would be less good.
That would definitely confirm everybody's suspicions of the session.
Skye's on the ceiling again and she won't come down. Oh no, there she is. Oh no, she's back up there again. Any other highlights, Nikki?
No, I don't think so.
Fair. Katia, do you have any highlights for that session?
I did enjoy the haunted house being ableist. That was pretty great.
God damn ableist haunted houses.
I did enjoy the complete disconnect between the polar opposites of the publicity spectrum.
Fair. I just want it noted that we had too much discussion on the wooden horse, and I went to type down the ableist horsed house. I don't know what that would even mean.
I mean, to be fair, that horse house is pretty fucking ableist.
God damn it. Anything else, Katia?
I don't know. It was a nice energy this session in general. It was fun that we just had characters hang out and go for lunch. That doesn't happen a lot in RPGs in my experience, so that was fun.
It honestly would have been longer, but I was trying to keep the timeline synced up, or a lot more time spent on it. That's why we had like a 20-minute overlap. But one, I was trying to keep the timeline synced up, and two, I'm extremely hungry right now. And if I got to describing delicious fish and chips, there was a decent chance I was going to bite the cat in half. So I was working on avoiding that.
Also,
Don't you eat your cat anyway?
Oh, well, I mean, I occasionally huff the cat, but who doesn't? Sorry, Katia?
You did promise to shave your cat once. But I think it might have been when I stole your identity and posted as you. So
yeah, I've promised to do all kinds of kooky things.
I think I promised your fake French personality that you were going to shave your cat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Shit, I had one more. Come back to me.
Okay. John, do you have any highlights for that session?
I think they've actually all been covered, honestly. How confused Ollie was that my character could stand up was a pretty good one. Not just the fact that pulling up and standing up, just how confused Ollie was about it was pretty great.
Fair. Anything else?
I mean, we've already covered most of it, so I think that's the only one that someone else hasn't already said.
Reasonable. Then we'll circle back to Ollie. Did you have any other highlights for that session?
No, I'm pretty sure everything got covered.
Cool. Katia, sorry for the speedy circle back there.
Yeah, the fact that we have now investigated a haunted house in a world where ghosts are real, and we've found sort of exactly what real-life ghost hunters find.
Oopiness.
Yeah.
What is that? Art mirrors
Scary
reality?
house is spooky.
I guess that's art imitates reality, right? Rather than reality imitates art.
Yeah.
Also, what's with the military Volvo car?
Military Volvo?
Oh,
I don't know. Ollie just posted one.
For what it's worth, the name is like the specific name is a lady pig, right?
Fair. I just call them cars myself, but you technical types.
You drive your lady pig to work.
No,
Anyway.
I walk to work.
To be fair, you are from the West Country. I can see you driving a lady pig to work.
Now, fuck people who drive fucking 4x4s without needing to, especially in the countryside. They always expect you to go into the hedgerow as well. Is this not a thing you're aware of in the city? Like, country...
Chelsea tractors are named for a reason.
No, not even tractors. Like, when you're driving a car in the countryside...
Chelsea tractors.
On narrow country roads, you have to fucking, like, drive half into the hedge sometimes. And it's always the fucking 4x4s that expect, even though they have the car that drives in the hedge, expect your shitty little car to go into the hedge. Deep fuckers.
So my hometown is surrounded by a lot of places with a lot of hedgerows like that, and I lived in Somerset for a couple of years.
I've actually been to your parents' house.
Not once did I ever actually, like, in any car I was in, we always ended up having room at one point, and I don't think I ever had to reverse.
Your hedges are very different to the hedges I grew up around. Yours are, like, not trying to, like, get weird countryside gatekeeping, but they're much more, like, manageable around where you're from.
Millennial.
I can show you
the times I've been in your area, at least.
I'm a millennial who grew up in Stockholm, and how many times do you think I've driven a car?
Yeah, I mean, as someone who was occasionally late to school because there were cows on the road, I suspect I have by far the most rural upbringing here.
Oh, absolutely. No, for us it was just more of a case of you had to get on the pavement or fucking scuff your hubcaps and risk giving yourself a puncture.
I think the worst one we ever had was where there was a herd of bullocks on the drive, and my mum tried to, like, herd them out of the way, and one of the bullocks knocked her down. She was okay, but we just called the school and went, look, these cows are not shifting. We can't get the kids out of the house. We're slightly trapped, so they won't be in school today due to these fucking cows.
That's really funny.
Oh.
I can just see it in the school record. Reason for absence: cows.
Cows on the road.
And then somebody who has no idea what the fuck is going on comes along and reads the record and it's like, what?
I reckon it probably happened so often there was like a code for it in the attendance.
I can't have been the first person, I'll say that much. Anywho, any final highlights from anybody? Oh, I think you're roboting, Ollie.
Ollie died.
Better?
Yeah, better. Cool. Sorry, any final highlights then?
No, not from me.
No, I'm good.
Cool. In that case, thank you all for a lovely session number 2. Does anyone have any final words for the recording?
Like, comment, subscribe.